I'm gonna try and make an Adirondack chair for my wife for Christmas out of just these shop scraps. You think I can do it? So my wife has been seeing some pictures that I've been taking of the students I teach as they've been making some of these Adirondack chairs behind me. And she's been dropping some not so subtle hints that maybe she wants one.
Remember those plans I laminated for you the other day?
Yeah.
For that double chair thingy?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I think you need to make me one. So what do you think? You make me one of those chairs? I'd really like one of those chairs.
With them not so subtle hints, I guess I will take you along on the journey as I attempt to build my wife and her Adirondack chair out of scraps. We'll show you how we're going to do that. And I think she wants the double. So it's going to take me a bit of work and only a few days left till Christmas. I better quit yakking and get building. So this journey started when I found a set of plans in my office that an old shop instructor had left, an old vintage set of plans. It looked so cool, I just had to teach the students how to do these chairs, and they have had so much fun doing it. First thing I did was when I took those plans and I made some templates off of the traces that they've got on the plans. All right, I got myself a pile of templates that we've been using with the students, all ready to roll. Got the plans out, got the scrap pile to go through, and I got to show you the most glorious find. Over here, as I was getting some scraps gathered up, down tucked in right there, that is a whole bunch of the back lats that have been cut for a chair. I'm guessing the student cut some and then just forgot where he put them and cut some more. We're going to take advantage of that for sure. Anyway, first thing I got to do, I got to get this scrap pile here organized. All right, keepers will go here, firewood will go over there, and that's firewood. And that's a keeper, and here we go. And there's the last ones. But check out what I was able to save for the chair. So there's some really good news, and there's some great news. The good news is I got a lot of parts to work with. The great news is there's actually some parts that have been made for a chair that students have sacrificed, I guess, because they've made some mistakes. I'll bet you I can still repurpose a bunch of those and use that. It'll save me some time. The bad news is the really long parts that go here on a chair, there wasn't anything long enough to make those out of, so I'll probably have to pull one or possibly two boards out of the fresh stock to get those two pieces, but that's pretty good. Looks like I need 4 of these things. They sit in there, and that's what the chair slats rest on. And I think I saw some that the students cut that they didn't like. I'll bet I can make them work. Let me go find them. So right there, that's an attempt on that one. So that is definitely a keeper. A keeper. Maybe it's got a split. We'll check it a little closer. So there's at least 3. There's a 4th one right there. There's a 5th one right there. I can definitely reuse those and get my 4 pieces out of those for sure. Well, good morning. Ginger ale for breakfast. I think we need to get rolling. I've only got a couple days till Christmas. I need to drop the clutch and shift the gear and get speeding up a bit. All right, my friends, we have all the parts cut. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. And now it is time for what most consider the most tedious process of all, sanding. I do have an old belt sander here and a spindle sander and a disc sander that we can speed things up with, but a bit of hand sanding. As you watch this, if you're a professional woodworker, you're going to go, you need to sand that more. And I'm going to go, yeah, but I'm intentionally looking for a rustic look. I want a few of the saw marks in there, a few of the hand marks in there as we go, just a bit of that natural look in the setting it's going to be in. While I was sanding, I noticed that crack right there. This is one of these reclaimed parts from a student. It broke out there where they got the screw too close. I'm gonna have to fix that before I get that part installed. All right, I have now got all the parts cut. I was actually missing a couple when I checked against my templates. And I have done the rough sanding. I've labeled everything, made sure I've got the right ones, the right lengths, and I've checked them against the template. Everything looks good.
Cowboy,
Yeah.
I know you're making me a chair for Christmas.
Busted.
Busted.
Okay.
I think I better come up with you and help you finish it, or it'll never get done in time for spring.
All right. How did you find out?
Little elves.
You saw my notes in my book, didn't you?
Maybe.
Oh, crap. All right. I guess if you already know, you can help me finish it. All right, Cookie. That is an example of what I'm building you, the double with the little picnic table spot, and that is the dark stain, which I don't think you like.
Okay, I love this style, but no, I don't want dark stain.
All right, so since you're here supervising me, I'll let you pick the colors. There's all the parts out there all already prepped and ready to go. Got to get your gear on.
Guess so.
Oh, you look good in that color. Remember, safety first.
I'm just supervising.
What? I'm not sure that's allowed. All right, we'll start with parts one. Ooh, my brush just barely fits. So yeah, that's pretty natural looking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hardly even know that's there.
All right, give me those safety glasses and a pair of gloves. This is gonna take forever if I don't help you.
Okay.
That's weird.
You don't like the over the glasses?
Wait, look at how pretty that is.
Yeah, the color's really nice.
seem to be having some issues.
Yeah, a few of these parts, bring that camera over here. A few of these parts I've reclaimed that have holes drilled in them already are really giving me a fight. They just are not matching up, and you probably can't see it from in here, but I'm having a hard time with some of the reclaimed parts that other students made getting them to match. We're going to get there. We finally got this angle set, and we had to do some custom fitting and some custom cutting, and now we're working on this one here that had some pre-cut holes into it. We're trying to get this all figured out and how to make these little buggers work. We're going to get there, but Cookie's getting tired. She's getting bossy now instead of helpful. All right, the pattern just doesn't work out right with them pre-cut holes, so I'm gonna have to custom fit it. So it needs to be, that's not too bad right there. If I can line it up with that spot, and we're about right there. That should have me on that line D. See that big hole?
Yep.
See that big hole?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be able to use it.
Okay.
They're just gonna be testament to the fact that we used reclaimed parts to build this thing.
That's
I
okay.
can make it down, cut it off in there, but if I keep you here till midnight to make this chair, I'm gonna be in trouble.
Yep.
All right, so despite all them holes and how that twisted the board, I've got those three lined up now, but I gotta line that one up. But at least I got one stationary so I can put the flex and a little bit of on it. All right, I'm gonna get this clamp now to hold that angle up there with, what are you doing? You don't need to hold it right now.
I'm just resting.
You've switched from boss mode to rest mode. All right, I'm gonna take this level. I've got them first three set. I'm gonna use it to line this one up, and then we'll clamp it in place, put some screws in it, and then we'll start making a chair again.
Okay. Every woodworking carpenter out there's probably screaming at their TV right now.
Don't tell them I teach this at school. This has been a bigger fight than I anticipated. The assembly of various parts made by students that I decided to reclaim. Not that they did anything wrong, they just don't necessarily match the templates. They might have figured out what it matched in their heads, but to make it match the templates that I've made for the chair, they don't work. So it's going to be a little bit shorter here and a slightly different angle, but I still think it's going to look really good, and I think I'm back on track finally, and Carrie hasn't killed me. Because that'd look silly if I put one on backwards, especially on camera. That'd look really silly. That's not how you drill a hole. We're getting tired, aren't we? Trying to drill a hole with a screw bit. This is the real check. That's where the table goes, and that actually looks level. Of course, we'll be up on an angle. And now the top legs. Oh, muito bem! That's Portuguese for something that my sister-in-law always says. I think it's very good, but she might be swearing at me. I'm not sure. Going to put carriage bolts in the structural members here. The screws are not strong enough for me. Generally, we put glue on too, but the carriage bolts will do fine.
What are you doing?
Before I finish putting the table part down, I got to check it for arm height. It looks a little too high with some of them oddball parts we wrangled into there. Oh, crapazoids. I'm getting old. Don't let me fall. I may not get out of it. I don't know why I'm nervous, like there's a big gap back there. It's gonna work. I'm not gonna tip any farther back because there's a big space back there and it's making me nervous.
Okay.
There's no hand rest.
Is your arm height okay?
It looks pretty good. Yep, we're running with it. We're getting so close, Cookie. So close. One more arm and that piece. You didn't see me. And that piece right there. We'll have it. Whew. Last piece. It has been an adventure. It has been hard to use a whole bunch of reclaimed parts, but 98, 99% of this is all reclaimed parts from other student projects, with the exception of those 2 big long pieces. And it was tough, because some of those ones I used that students had already cut were a bit of a pain, trying to get everything resized and rescaled. But it's done. Now, let's go get Cookie and surprise her with her Christmas present. Cookie, Cookie, ho, 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 Merry Christmas!
Oh my gosh, it's a chair! Just what I wanted.
Isn't that cool?
That is so cool. It must have taken you forever.
It did, with no help whatsoever. Hey, thanks for watching Adventure of the Cookie and the Cowboy, and I'm going to see you next time, hopefully, in some great videos. We got a whole bunch on there. Like, subscribe, and all that jazz. See you later.